all about the dramatics. So today we are celebrating good times with Do More 24. So let the good times roll. I am Tiara Fair. I am the Senior Director of Community Engagement for United Way of Delaware. And my amazing partner in crime for this year is, Jen, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Sayani. I'm Director of Nonprofit Engagement with Spirit Impact, and I'm excited to work with Tiara and the entire planning committee. And I'm excited to present this workshop today with some really talented individuals that we have on our committee to showcase some unique tips and tricks for creating the best videos, photos out there.
You know, today's workshop is all about social media, videos, content, and more. We are so excited to have you all. We're doing trainings throughout the last 3 months. We've been doing trainings for the last maybe 3 or 4 months. Yeah. And this is always one of my favorites because this is really what's going to make your social media pop. There's a lot of cool ideas. We want you guys to really do 2 things when you do this. One, always ask questions. Please ask all the questions. We are here to make sure that you can be the very best you can be, and we want to make sure that you learn something new. So definitely use that chat feature to ask any questions during the time so you don't forget them. And then also we'll have some time at the end to answer any questions that you might have. Remember that no question is a dumb question. It's only the one that you don't ask. So please, like, no matter what, we are open to whatever question that you might have, no matter how simple you think it might be. We want to make sure that you leave here and you feel confident and ready, and that you're not leaving with anything on the table. Very, very lastly, I am such a firm believer, especially in Zoom, of this like reactions button. All of you should have like a cool reactions button. And if you hear something that you like, or if you don't understand, or if you like love it, or you want to celebrate it, like use those reaction buttons to kind of give us some feedback throughout the time. It helps liven up Zoom, make sure that you stay engaged. And also it helps to make sure that our presenters are feeling confident that the messages that they're sending are getting to you, especially when you're not able to be on camera all the time. So like this, like the little messages just help in our virtual worlds where we're not able to look at each other or hear the nods and yes and ahas that we normally are able to hear. We have such an amazing agenda lined up, and I know it's such a full agenda. So I am going to actually let our presenters take over the floor and not waste any more time.
Thanks, Tiara. My name is Marcus Watkins. I'm the Digital Marketing and Engagement Manager for United Way of Delaware. And I'm going to be giving you some best practices about creating the actual video. And just to give you some background why it's very important to use this opportunity, Do More 24, to enter the contest and try to win extra funds for your organization. Because creating the video not only can put you in the contest to where you can raise the funds, but if done right, you can leverage it year round and even years to come. So with that, just keep that in mind, even thinking beyond Do More 24 as you hear some of the best practices. Tiara, do you mind pulling up the slides?
Absolutely, Marcus. Just for people who may not know what contest you're referencing, will you just tell us a little bit about what contest you're talking about?
Oh, okay. Well, one of the perks to Do More 24 is organizations and their supporters are able to submit a video to a video contest with cash prizes and other incentives. And it's a multi-tiered process to where even if you don't have the big budget to create a video, you can still win prizes for your organization. So it's meant to encourage everyone to, push the limits of the creativity. And that's just another way to raise funds that day. Before I was with United Way, I was at Kingswood, and I created a video that won the contest. And I only shot the video, it only took me about 10 minutes to shoot, but it was more so the testimonial that the young teen was giving that really was moving to the audience. So
Thank you,
we hope that
Marcus.
everyone,
This year's
we hope that
video
everyone
contest,
understands.
we know that the winners will receive a professional video production. So they will get a professional video if the one person wins. And the second prize is a social media consultation with a social media expert to help to overhaul and like really boost up everyone's social media. So we're really excited about that. I'm going to share my screen. Can you guys all see this? Awesome. Marcus, you
Okay, so we'll
can.
just give you a brief, if you can go to the next slide,
Mhm.
a brief overview. We just told you about the Do More 24 video contest. I'll be talking about creating your video. My colleague Alexis will talk about the best practices on social media for sharing your videos. And Chelsea, my colleague, will talk about the best practices specifically for YouTube, which is where most of the videos will ending up, after the contest in a way to where you'll be able to share them beyond Do More 24. Okay, so if we can go to the next slide. So when it comes to creating your video, there's a saying that says the best camera is the camera that you have, meaning the one that you have on you. It's more about the content in front of you. So with the smartphones being so powerful, you have the ability to shoot high def right from your phone. So when you're recording, you want to keep lighting in mind. You want your subjects to be well lit, evenly lit. You want to avoid backlighting, so you don't want to shoot, with your subject in front of a window or a real bright light source like the sun. So keep that in mind. That lighting is the difference between a video that's palatable and maybe one that's not. It could be something so simple as the lighting that subconsciously throws the viewer off. When it comes to sound, you want to obviously be in a quiet environment. You want to avoid areas like a kitchen, a hallway, certain classrooms. You probably want to record your video, if it's not outdoors, in a carpeted room, something like that, where the sound will be absorbed. And if you are outside, just keep in mind things like wind noise and things like that. So when it comes to lighting and sound, there's affordable tools that you can get from, Target, Walmart, that can help you with that. Lights that attach to your phone or to your iPad, and different microphones that you can use for your phone. And when it comes to editing, you want to make sure that your video's not too long. Most, like for example, 77% of videos on Facebook are watched without sound. So keeping that in mind, you're going to have to find clever ways to utilize text overlays and things like that. So even if you're not a editing pro, there's online tools you can use like promo.com that where, with just a few hours of playing around, you'll be able to get the gist of it, and you'll be able to actually use licensed clips as well. So like right now during the pandemic, it might be hard to get actors and different people if you have creative ideas, but these sites allow you to license clips. And another thing that sometimes people overlook, YouTube itself has video editing tools on the back end. So even if you're just working with a phone, you can at least put your clips together and string them together and do some basic light editing in YouTube itself. So the last part is content. You want to make a video that not only just reflects what your organization does and the people you serve, but you have to also keep in mind the audience. So maybe you want to make a video that's funny and creative and clever, or one where it's a testimonial where it really highlights the work you do. There's no wrong way to go with that, but you just want to make sure that the content is fresh, it draws people in, and it really highlights your organization's mission and goals. And of course, obviously promotes Do More 24, which you'll receive all the requirements for the video contest shortly in an email, where you'll know, like, to use the Do More 24 hashtag and the actual requirements to be considered for the video contest. But also your supporters are allowed to submit videos as well. So if you put it out to people in your network, there might be people who are creative and really thinking outside of the box who will be able to submit videos on your behalf, and your organization could still win. Okay, so just again, I'll give you some online resources for videos. Promo.com is one that I use. If you want to make an animated explainer video, there's a service called rawshorts.com, like shorts that you wear, rawshorts.com. And that's a great way to make animations, explainer videos. And the softwares actually work kind of similar. So, you know, once you figure out how to use Promo, you can go to other ones and they're kind of built the same. But those are two that I use. And of course, again, the video editor on YouTube. But there's different ones you can use, different levels of service. There's some with free trials. You know, I always try to utilize a free trial before I, you know, sign up for a service, because you might be able to produce your video with just a free trial and then decide later if you want to continue with that service. So we'll talk more detailed about uploading later when it comes to YouTube. But I would suggest, if you're gonna in the process of making the video, you might have to send large files back and forth, maybe to someone you're working with, or maybe someone is, you're doing something that's based around Zoom and multiple people are sending files. I use a free service called WeTransfer.com. I like it because you don't have to sign up for anything. It's secure, it's reliable. You get an email when it's delivered. You get an email when it's opened. And the only thing you have to do to use it is to go into your email and retrieve a short code that they send you. So I use WeTransfer for large files. And when it comes to uploading your video, again, if you want to, you know, get a lot of bang for your buck, YouTube is a good place to upload it, because you'll be able to share that link. You can do embeds on WordPress websites. So that's what I like to use when I need to, like, for instance, if let's say I want our CEO to preview a video, and I don't want her to have to download the big file and it won't fit in an email, I'll make it an unlisted video on YouTube. And when the video is unlisted, meaning a person in the public can't search for it, you can only play that video if you have the link. So no one who doesn't have the link will be able to ever search for it. And that's a difference. The private video is you might need a code, an actual code, or to be able to log into that YouTube account. So I would suggest, if you want to hide a video from the public while you're passing around your organization, upload it to YouTube and make it unlisted, and it'll make it easy to share. So those are just some of the best practices. I would just like to end with, it's all about creativity. That's pretty much what the videos are based upon. You know, it's not so much who spends the most money or hires someone with the best quality. It's about the message, the messaging, and the creativity. And just remember, if your organization doesn't have someone on video, on staff for video, don't let that deter you from making a video. With everything that's going on in the pandemic, if you've noticed, the public is a little more accepting of video quality. You know, you might see a Coca-Cola commercial and the CEO of Coca-Cola is speaking on Zoom, you know? So I think that you have some leeway when it comes to the tools that are in front of you and people accepting it. So if there's any questions, you can put them in the chat and we'll have some time later for more questions. But I would just like to introduce my colleague, Alexis Harris, Marketing Account Manager from New Point Marketing.
Thank you, Marcus, and that was great. And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time. So Marcus told us about the social media video contest, a great opportunity to shine light on the important work that the nonprofit you're a part of or choose to support does. And what I'm kind of tying into is content. So video is one example of content. Photos or graphic images is another example of where that content can be distributed. And everything I'm about to go over is something that you could put in your back pocket and carry this throughout any organizational goals you all have with any campaigns you're working towards. Of course, we would love for you all to use these practices for Do More 24 to help you guys get the best outcome for our 24 hours of giving. So with that said, we're really leaning into engagement, the quality of content, and consistency, all organic. So in regards to budgeting, the great news is there's little to no overhead. outside of your time. And as time goes on, this is as simple as a 5 to 3 minute process. So before you hit that post button, you would want to ask yourself, why am I posting this? It's important to be able to answer that question so you can have an idea of how your audience will engage with that content. So if you're not able to answer the question of why, then maybe that's a hint to rethink what that message is. Typically, for guideline purposes, when you're sharing something, you look for it to either educate, entertain, or inspire your audience. So with the social media video contest, maybe your goal is to educate your audience on why you choose to support your nonprofit. Not to say maybe your video was more inspirational because there was a testimonial or a personal story that resides with you, and that's your motivating factor to support your nonprofit of choice. At the end of the day, the goal is to be able to answer, why am I posting this? And again, typically it will fall under educational, inspirational, or entertainment. Also along those lines, when you're posting, is thinking about your brand. Your brand is all encompassing of the emotions, the tone, the messaging, the color scheme of your business, so of your nonprofit organization. That allows you to be more consistent, and it helps with your brand awareness. So someone that engages with your nonprofit on Facebook should be able to hop over to Instagram and still have the same understanding. Without a doubt, I am interacting with that nonprofit organization. So if it was United Way of Delaware, if I'm on their Facebook, I have I connect through certain emotions and messaging. And when I hop over to their Twitter or to their Instagram, the content is shown in a different way, but it's still the same brand that I'm experiencing in that time. So you just want to make sure that it aligns with the brand that you're building. And a strong brand leads to strong community and trust. And again, as time goes on, the strong brand awareness will inevitably make it easier, if you will, to grow your nonprofit, your supporter, your community members, your organizational fundraisers and donors. And so that might differ. Your color scheme is unique to your brand. Your messaging and tone is unique to your brand. And so is the quality of content. Maybe your nonprofit is more organic and natural. So going back to Marcus's contrast in production, lower quality. And that is amazing because that's true to your brand. Whereas maybe another nonprofit, it's a little more produced. It's a little crisper in quality, but that's the brand that they chose to create and carry through. So just making sure that it aligns with your brand, because that again helps in building strong brand awareness. This one is a great practice. In time, you'll come to learn it. It's the best posting time. Now, there are some good resources such as HubSpot.com. That's HUBSPOT.com, as well as Later.com, LATER.com, where you can do a quick search to see what the best posting time is for the social media platform of your choice, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. That all plays into the algorithm. So if you're able to take a look at who you're trying to communicate to, typically with nonprofits, that's individuals that work full time. They might have families. So if you're looking and researching the best posting time, it might come out to be between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. because they've just logging on to work, or maybe have just dropped off their kids and they're doing a quick scroll for updates on those social platforms before digging into work that day. The other available time might be between 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. that evening once they've logged off of work, picked up kids, or cooked dinner and unwinding. So those are two great resources to help with that research. But if you're able to figure out the best posting time for you and your audience, that will increase your distribution of your content. So what that means is your messages, your videos, your photos will have more eyes. And then another great thing, which ties back into why am I posting this, is do you have an engaging caption? It's one thing to have engaging content. As mentioned, not everyone listens to video with sound because they might be out and about in public, or that photo has only resonated so much. The other additive opportunity for someone to take that call to action is the associated caption. Some quick tips in an engaging caption is to maybe ask your audience a question. It could be rhetorical or it could be direct, in which you're looking for a response in those comments. And the comments and the response, it does two things. It allows you to connect directly with your audience and your community, but also the physical commenting on that platform is engagement to the algorithm to then continue to distribute your content. So again, we're increasing that brand awareness, we're increasing the amount of eyes, the amount of users seeing the content you're putting out. Another example is to make a statement that sparks an emotional response, because it's important to remain humanistic in marketing, especially with social media. So your caption might pull towards an audience that cares about community. It might pull towards an audience that cares about animals. What's that emotional connection that your caption could bring in? As well as a specific call to action. Maybe it's the opportunity to directly say, head over to DoMore24.com, DoMore24 Delaware. Excuse me, Tira, could you put the appropriate website in the link so I'm not confusing us all? But heading over to our website link to sign up and hit the reminder of DoMore24 happening March 3rd and 4th, that's the direct call to action as an example. Thank you so much, appreciate it, Tira. So we're heading over to DoMore24Delaware.org. Moving on, before you're hitting post, you want to check, did you prepare any hashtags? I know there could be some questions or concerns of, are hashtags really worth it? I don't really need to do it. At the end of the day, it does play into the algorithm and it does positively affect your distribution reach. So again, the goal of getting more users to see your content. And that is new users. It could be new supporters of your organization. It could be current community members that aren't aware of events going on, such as DoMore24, as well as any potential donors for your fundraising efforts. I will include some hashtags here in the chat really quickly that are great hashtags specific to Delaware, specific to fundraising. But if you include a couple of these hashtags in your post, you will see further distribution and a greater opportunity at success within your marketing efforts. Again, what I'm posting in the chat is specific to DoMore24 and fundraising, but your hashtags could be a mix of greater trending ones into search hashtags, whether you're on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook. To search it, just do that #, so shift the number 3 and start typing out that word and it will populate hashtags. Typically what's populated first is most common, and that's a great opportunity to tell yourself, I'm going to use that hashtag. So when you're posting your video for the contest, one of the ways to win is through engagement and views. So maybe in the hashtag bank that I've put in the chat, you'll include hashtag fundraising project, hashtag nonprofit organization. Of course, we want to have hashtag DoMore24DE in there, which I believe is also one of the requirements in posting. And maybe we'll throw in hashtag nonprofit fundraising. Again, hashtags can only but help increase your distribution. And although DoMore24 is an opportunity for Delaware nonprofits to participate, at the end of the day, anywhere globally can donate. And that's just another opportunity to increase your fundraising efforts. And lastly, to wrap everything up, we're getting into engagement quick tips. This could be transferred to any social media platform, as everything else mentioned thus far. You want to look to tag accounts that share the same target audience. So if you're sharing your video on Facebook, there is no problem in tagging the Visit Delaware account because you are a Delaware-based nonprofit organization. We're all in the same community. If you're based out of Sussex County, for example, then maybe you can tag Visit Southern Delaware's account. You also want to tag audiences that are directly related to the content you're sharing. This might mean a little bit of research, or if you already know it offhand, that would look like when you're sharing your video, tagging United Way of Delaware, tagging Spur Impact, tagging more general nonprofit support pages. And to tag an account, typically, regardless of your platform, you're going to do the @. So shift the number 2 key and start typing out that name. And then you'll be able to tag them in that post. When you tag people, you'll usually, sometimes it will show it in your timeline. So again, an opportunity to get in front of new faces, as well as people are nosy. We like to dig around and see. So I can promise you, people will click to see what other posts this account is tagged in. So if you were to go on Instagram right now and look up, Visit Delaware's account and look to see who's been tagging them, you might discover a new account that you would like to follow. So definitely take advantage of tagging accounts with your direct target audience, and also accounts with content related directly to you. And then finally, interact with your users, respond to comments, comment on other accounts. If you are on Facebook and you see that Newcastle County just made a post 10 minutes ago, go ahead and comment, say, oh, are you participating in Do More 24? Oh, Newcastle County, I'm not sure if you're aware, I'm participating. That's because, again, zero overhead. It's a great advertisement avenue because those are public comments. People could see it. Maybe nothing happens with the account you're commenting on, but someone that saw that comment discovered your page. They resonated with your mission and your goals as a nonprofit, and they choose to register to be notified to donate to your organization on Do More 24 this year. So in all, those are the biggest tips and giveaways. Tips and tricks of getting the most out of posting content, again, specific to in this moment, specific to the video contest and Do More 24, but can be carried throughout the future in your social media marketing efforts. And I kept it pretty general because I understand at the end of the day, we have so many roles and responsibilities. This is the biggest and easiest minimal time effort required. But if you have any specific questions, definitely utilize sending an email to our resource, and we'd be happy to help you out and direct you from there. And with that, I will pass it along, I believe, to my colleague, Chelsea, who will carry us into YouTube.
Hey, everybody. So again, my name is Chelsea Davis, and I'll be focusing on the YouTube aspect of everything. So this is going to be the YouTube best practices. But before I get into uploading thumbnails and my tips and tricks for YouTube, I want to show you guys an example of past videos that were posted. Past winners is what the video is called. Now, in this video, there's music played over it. So I just want you guys to focus on the imagery of the video. Okay, it's here. Can I please share my screen? Okay. And I want to make sure everybody can hear it. Do I have to click something special for you guys to hear it? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just hit play. Just give me a thumbs up if you hear it. Thank you.
Chelsea, you have to stop sharing, and then there is a button on the bottom that says share your sound. So
Did you
stop
hear it?
sharing, stop
Okay.
sharing.
Mhm.
And then when you share again, before you click the window, click the button on the bottom that says share your sound.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, so those are our previous winners. Again, if I'm going fast, or if you guys have any questions, please just type it in the chat. I'll see it right away so I can answer your question. Those were good examples of what Marcus was saying earlier about the lighting, the lighting, the sound. Well, you couldn't see the sound from the video, but a song could play over it, or whatever you are playing or saying in the video, make sure it's clear. And after you made your video, I'm going to take you over to YouTube. So you should see our YouTube channel right here. Please, guys, subscribe. But once you're here at your YouTube channel, you can upload your video by selecting create, and then you want to select upload. Now, once you're here, once you select upload, this page should come up. So your page will be uploading. You want to make sure you have your title, your description, and then previous. So these are images taken from the actual video itself. Those will automatically generate, but to make it a clean cut, you want to create your own thumbnail. Okay. So after making sure that those are filled in, I'm going to take you over to Canva. Canva.com is a good website to create a thumbnail. So what I like to do is come over here to Canva. Just select an image. I type in YouTube thumbnail, and then all of these options come up. Of course, you don't want to select Pro if you don't want to buy the Canva, the package that they offer. So I select the free one, and over here I selected, trying to find where she's at. I don't remember where she is, but I selected one of these preset ones. Here it is. I selected this one. It was free. You just select it and another window will pop up. And I just added my images. Okay, so let's say I download this image. After editing, you have all of these templates, elements that you can add into your thumbnail image. You could add text. You could add all different types of things. You could slide the text in here and edit it, such as what I'm doing now. Once you're done with the creative side of creating your thumbnail, you want to download it. You select download, and it gives you a suggestion. PNG is perfectly fine. YouTube takes just about anything. Select download, and then you want to come back to your creative suite, the studio for YouTube, and you want to select this right here. So options. So for me, I already have an image here. With, after you download your video, it's going to be blank. So you just want to select here, download, like you hit change or download, and then select your image. And then once it's downloaded, you have your image in the front of your video. After creating your thumbnail, dropping it into YouTube to make it more clean cut, you want to go into making sure that your video is public. This is again emphasizing what Marcus mentioned earlier about listing whether you want your video private, unlisted, or public. Public again is for everyone to see. Unlisted, make sure that none of your video is posted on your page or for everybody to see. Unlisted is for sending out a link to another nonprofit or somebody who needs to see your video, but you don't want it out for everybody to see. And then private is that nobody can see it yet. It's just, you keep it for yourself. You might want to post it public later. So after your video is public, you want to go down to, oh, I forgot here, you can also schedule your post. You can schedule it for later. And talking about hashtags, you could definitely copy and paste the list of hashtags that Alexis gave us earlier. You can do that and post it here, or you can go to YouTube, Google, just type in hashtags for nonprofits. I like to go to besthashtags.com, select that website, and then you can just copy nonprofits. Copy this, and then you can put it into your page right here. Now, the one Alexis gave you is tailored for Do More 24, so I highly advise using that one. But for other videos or something that's not Do More 24, it's another option. And once you are done with that, you can select save, and your video is ready to post and share to the world. Now, when you are ready to share your post, you want to copy this link right here. You just select this, copy video, and then you can share it on Facebook, on not YouTube, but LinkedIn. You can share it on any other social media platform, and your video is ready to go. For best practices, I highly recommend, once your video is posted on YouTube, if you do it publicly, to go ahead and go to your YouTube video. And I might have done it already on this video, but once everything is loaded, I like to go
Today I'll be
ahead.
reading you a book simply.
I like to go ahead and just like my video. I just like it. It gives you, once your video is posted, it gives you a fresh start, a good start once your video is posted to have a like, and YouTube's algorithm catches it and wants to share it to other people because you're starting on a good foot. The first couple minutes your video is out, the algorithm will catch it and say, hey, it's liked, so it wants to share it to more people. The more likes, the better. So more eyes will be on it. And that covers just about everything. Again, I know I was going a little bit fast. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Okay, and I'm gonna stop sharing. Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly add, for the video contest itself, it's not a requirement to post to YouTube, but we wanted to include YouTube because it's a great opportunity to repurpose the content. So the great work that you all are going to do in creating the video, it can have a life beyond just the contest. And again, life on YouTube is another distribution platform to get new eyes, new users, community members, and supporters of your nonprofit.
Before we go right into questions, we are going to do just a couple of really quick polls to see where everybody is in their learning. So the first one I'm launching now. We're going to give everybody about 10 more seconds. Oh, we have a lot of experts in the room. I love it.
I was just gonna say, don't be shy. Give honest feedback here.
So we have a lot of people who are saying I'm basically an expert. I love it. And people, I can create a post. I love that no one knows, like everybody knows how to use the Book of Faces. That's important. That is very, very important. All right, we're gonna go to the next poll really quickly. This one's all about YouTube. Got it. We're gonna give people about 5 more seconds to Get it going. All right, so a lot of people have got it. I love it. We think we've got it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, we're gonna try more video contest. Ha, ha, ha. Is your nonprofit going to submit for the video contest this year? Giving everybody a few more seconds to answer. No, Jennifer, this year we're not doing a theme song. You can create your own theme song though. Last year was a lot of fun, but some nonprofits had trouble putting their theme song on their video, and we want to make it as easy as possible. So we opted out of doing a theme song this year. I'm going to share the results from this one. So we're about 50-50, of course, and some people saying they're just figuring out. I put that when is it due again because I wanted you all to know that we will be announcing all the specifics about the video contest on February. I believe we're doing February 1st. So that means that we haven't announced exactly when it's due, but you all are getting a sneak preview of some of the rules and some of what the prizes are and how you can get involved. Very lastly, we're just going to talk about marketing altogether. This is the very last poll, I promise. You are able to pick more than one of these. So like, what do you need the most help with marketing on? I forgot to put like, I'm an expert at everything. Like, I don't need any help. So if that's the case, go ahead and like not put anything. And we're going to give everybody about, 5 more seconds. I know this is a lot more, a little bit longer than the rest of those polls. So it looks like we have email marketing is a big one. And I will just tell you all that we actually just did a training on email marketing earlier this week. And we will have that posted on domore24delaware.org. And you'll be able to look at that recording and really get a lot of cool tips and tricks for email marketing. I am going to turn the mic back over to Alexis, Marcus, and Chelsea, and see what's next on our agenda.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tiara. Marcus, please feel free to hop in. I was just going to open up the floor for any specific questions. I know we did those awesome polls, so maybe that had some questions arise for you guys. If so, feel free to shoot them in the chat. Or if it's best, come off mute, shout it out, and we'd be happy to help.
Anybody?
Like maybe we'll be giving back a few minutes, right? Is there anything about the contest here that any last messaging you would like everyone to know?
No, just that, we are really interested in making sure that this is fun and easy for everyone. Like Doomer24 is supposed to be low stakes. One of the awesome things about the contest is that your organization itself doesn't have to do it. If you have a volunteer that's really passionate about it, that might be a good idea. The compilation video that you saw today with all of those, with all of the winners, like images from the videos or the winners. One of the awesome things, like what stood out to me the most is that you really got a feeling, like you saw the faces of your organization. So I want you guys to really focus on that when whatever you decide to create, because whether you create it with your phone, like Marcus said, or you create it with like the best Canon camera man has to make, the truth is that it's really about what you're capturing. And like, whether you like cats or not, if you saw the little kitty in the cage with his nose stuck out, you're like, I need to donate to this cat. Like, you start questioning yourself. And even if you don't like cats, you're like, oh, He's still very cute. And so that is that's the power of imagery. And that is the power of what's going on. Yes. So there is a restriction on the length. I believe that this year's videos are 60 seconds or less. Alexis, am I right?
60 seconds.
I believe it's 60 seconds or less would be great. I believe we let you go to 90 seconds.
90
max.
seconds. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. So Nate, you have 90 seconds to really show your stuff. Like I said, we did not do a song this year, even though our theme song I think was very cool. And Marcus actually produced our theme song last year. But like I said, it would made it a little bit hard for some nonprofits to kind of overlay the song if they weren't that technologically savvy. So this time you don't have to do any song. You can just use any type of music you'd like. And you really, it's up to you. But like I said, strong imagery. Marcus also said something really cool about making sure that you use text when you can. Not a lot of text, because like you saw even with the Forgotten Cats, the way Marcus did that compilation video, you couldn't read the whole thing. So remember that when you're creating your video, is that you want to not have a lot of text at once, but use text, because he's absolutely right. Think about how many times you scroll through something and maybe your sound's not on because you're secretly scrolling during your meeting, or whatever that might be in this Zoom world. And so, but you see what it says, and that matters. So definitely take advantage of that. And remember that Do More 24 is way beyond just videos, just social media. And that no matter if you don't have a huge social media presence, there's one of two things. One, use Do More 24 to make that presence more known and to start to gather more people to like and share your posts. Or two, if you have a strong email campaign, that can be just as powerful. And popping a video in an email campaign is sometimes more pointed and can get a lot of traction that way. And so if you have a good email list, like you might have 3,000 people on your email list, and that is almost more powerful than social media, because you can guarantee that each of those people get your video in their inbox.
I wanted to add to that, Tiara, for the contest itself. Great idea with sending it via email. Definitely make sure you're using the link, the Facebook link to that video. So once it's live on Facebook, that's how you share that link. So as people click on it, that view counts towards engagement for the contest.
Does anybody have any other questions, concerns? Awesome, team. If all hearts and minds are clear, we are going to bid you farewell. Thank you to our presenters, Alexis Harris, Marcus Watkins, and Chelsea Davis. We really appreciate you. And thank you for all of you all for joining us. As always, if you have any questions ever, smoke signal, call, whatever you need, Jen or myself at team at domore24de.org. And if you know a nonprofit friend who is not signed up for Do More 24 yet, you tell them to sign up right now. They only have until February 15th. And we need as many nonprofits as possible. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much.